All right, y'all. So I'm back for Love and Hip Hop Miami. This is season one, episode two. So it starts off with Shay and Pleasure meeting up to talk about what happened between her and Blue the other night. After their performance. And he pulls up to the location first, and he's on his phone and everything, talking to whoever. And she pulls up and immediately is on bird mode, talking about some yeah, get off the phone, bye bye, hang up, this is his woman, this, that, and third. And she feels as though he should be on his knees begging and pleading for forgiveness. And she's like, Blue disrespecting me and everything, and he's like, the group feels like you're going to be an issue. And she's like, well, why are you going backwards anyway? And he's like, because that's between me and God, and you're not God, and you came on the scene with the disrespect. You know what I'm saying? You started it. And she starts crying and everything because she feels as though he don't never have her back. And so then he's like, oh, so I didn't have your back with the Scrappy shit. And I said, I hope Mona paying Scrappy for as much as they mentioned this motherfucker's name, and we only on episode 2. Shit. Child. So anyways, she's like, yeah, but Scrappy wouldn't allow no nigga to disrespect me on the level that Blue did. And I'm like, girl, please. Like, Scrappy not only disrespected you, he made you look foolish on national TV. So what are you talking about? Oh my god, I can't with Shay. Like, I really can't with Francine, okay? But anyways, so Pleasure, he does take responsibility in his part for allowing Blue to disrespect her, even though she started the shit. But he do feel like as though he should have stepped in and still said something. But she still wanna, nag, and still wanna argue and shit. And he's like, listen, I need peace in my life or whatever. I need your support and everything. Like, we gonna dead this situation and we gonna hug this shit out. That was pretty much that with them. Well, with that scene. So then we get introduced to this new character named Prince. I think that's his name. And he's like a young club promoter or whatever, and he's worked with some big names, and they show pictures of the people that he's worked with, like Fabulous, Tiana Taylor, and some other people. And he meets up with DJ Feezy. And I've heard of him, I only know one song by him, and it's actually like a remake or whatever. And the song is featuring K Michelle and Fabulous and Rick Ross or whatever. Um, and DJ Feezy, he's telling him like, listen, it's not just about the chicks or whatever, it's about the money and all this other stuff. And Prince lets us know that him and this lady named DJ Pooch have a problem because they had a run-in recently where she was having an event and he showed up with all these girls or whatever, and pretty much she was trying to say that he was ratcheting the shit up. Okay, like this is a classy event and you coming up in here with this ratchet ass shit, whatever. So he's not digging her too much, and he feels as though her name is dwindling down and she's only really known anyway because of her husband and this, that, and the third. So yeah, I guess they gonna be having issues this season, whatever. So then we at Veronica Vega's I guess photo shoot or something like that. I don't really know how I'm gonna feel about her this season. Seeing from the previews of the whole entire season, I don't think I'm gonna really care for her too much. I'm not sure yet. But I've also heard that she is racist. I'm not too sure about that either. So we just gonna have to, wait and see. But she signed the Polo to Don. Amara, she shows up with this girl named Stephanie LaCour. Stephanie is signed to DJ Khaled. And Amara is telling them about her run-in with Hollywood and everything. And she talks about the fact that she does rock different hairstyles, but her hair doesn't define who she is and how she's proud and everything. And Stephanie is like, yeah, I'm Haitian, and people are shocked because I'm light skinned and that shit pisses me off and everything. And Amara, she starts to get emotional because she looked at Hollywood as somebody who could lead her and, you know, direct her and be, I guess, like a mentor to her or something. And she's like, you know, why would you bash me and this, that, and the third. And, you know, Veronica and Stephanie, they console her and everything, and, you know, tell her, you know, like, you know, fuck him and, you know, do you and all that. So then we get Trina and her cousin Joy. And Joy is not only her cousin, but she's also Trick Daddy's estranged wife. And they've been separated for the last 4 years and everything. And it's also Joy's birthday. And, you know, Trina and Trick Daddy, they're having an event at this club. And, you know, Joy is nervous because she hasn't seen Trick in 4 years. And, you know, Trina is like, you need to let this situation go already. Like, what is going on with this shit, you know? And, you know, Joy is like, well, I tried, you know, like, I sent a divorce mediator to his house, and he hasn't, like, followed through with the shit. So I don't know what else to do. And I don't know if he's trying to hold on or whatever, but, you know, Trina just tells her, listen, y'all need to have a conversation. Y'all need to dead this shit. Y'all need to get the divorce and move on. So, you know, Trick sees Joy and everything, and he's not too pleased to see her. And he's like, you know, I don't know why the hell she here and everything. And, you know, he says that all the things that she said I couldn't give her, she ain't find it yet or whatever. And he said, we're going to bow our heads and pray for Miss Joy. And I said, I ain't gonna lie, I fucking laughed, but at the same time, he pissed me off too. And we're going to talk about that later on, you know, in this video. So, Amara, she goes to her mom's house, and her mom is looking at old tapes of her and stuff like that. And, you know, pretty much this is kind of the same thing. She wants to make her mom proud, and, you know, she gets kind of emotional. She doesn't tell her about the run-in that she had with Hollywood, but she gets emotional because she wants to be able to do things for her mom, you know, buy her a nice house, and, you know, the typical stuff that you want to do for your parents, you know, when you're trying to reach to being successful. And she feels as though it's not happening quick enough, but, you know, little did she know, because, you know, I know you guys probably heard that she has a multi-million-dollar deal with somebody. I can't remember who it is, but yeah, she got a multi-million-dollar deal. So you go, girl. You keep on doing your thing. But yeah, that pretty much was their conversation. They both was kind of getting emotional during that conversation. Then we have Gunplay. He links up at the bar, or at, you know, at the bar, you know, playing pool with Miami Tip. And Miami Tip's, I think it's like her homegirl or something named Strawberry with the K, okay? And, you know, Miami Tip is calling him daddy and all this other stuff, and he's, you know, trying to hit her, you know, with some music, and how he wants to help her and put her on some records. And she's like, so I'm supposed to agree to this when you left me high and dry? And he's like, you know, nah, I just had to, you know, get away for a while. I was getting into trouble and this, that, and the third. And she's like, listen, you brought me into the game or whatever, but, you know, like I said, he had to leave. And Miami Tip is touching all up on his private parts and stuff. And, you know, she's like, so listen, are you single and everything? You know, she claims in her confessional she doesn't want Gunplay or whatever. She just likes, you know, fucking with him. And then that's when she asks, you know, is he single and everything? And, you know, he's like, nah, I kind of, you know, got a girl or whatever. And, you know, Strawberry, she like, well, that's every other week. And he's like, no, this is kind of serious or whatever. And, you know, Miami Tip gets up on the pool table talking about but she don't have all of this or whatever. I said, honey, you must haven't seen Kiara, because she got all of that and then some, okay? I meant to say something about that last week, about her ass. I was like, God damn. Okay, but anyways, so then we get Shay and, you know, DJ Pooch, Michelle Pooch, and they're friends. They're working out or whatever. And, you know, Michelle Pooch is telling her about the party that she threw and how it was an elegant, you know, type of event, and how Prince showed up with what she calls the donkey crew or whatever, and acted like he owned the place and everything, and how she had to kick him out. Um, and so, Shay talks about pleasure and, how she's in love. And, Michelle is like, oh, yeah, I heard that Pretty Ricky is getting back together. And, Shay is like, yeah, they getting back together. Shows and albums and this, that, and the third. And, Michelle is like, Michelle Pooch is like, well, you seem kind of salty about it. And, excuse me. Shay is like, and I am, because, the whole Pretty Ricky came at me or whatever. I said, hold on now. The whole Pretty Ricky didn't come at you, child. Let's be fucking clear on that. The whole Pretty Ricky didn't come at you, and you came at them first. So, if you gonna tell some shit, tell it correctly. But anyway, so, she says how Pleasure didn't do nothing or whatever, and how she can't have no weak man on her team. It's not about being weak. It's about what's right and what's wrong, and you were fucking wrong. Like, do you not understand that shit? But, Michelle is telling her, listen, you need to cut it out. You got to be supportive of him and this, that, and the third. And, Shay hears her out and everything. So, then we have Gunplay and Kiara. They're at their apartment, their new apartment. He's telling her about Miami Tip pushing up on him and everything. And, Kiara's like, see, this is why I didn't want to come back here to Miami and stuff like that. Because, I knew some shit like this was going to happen. We ain't even been in our apartment that long. We ain't finished unwrapping shit and already some shit going down. He, talks about how he curved her and everything. I was like, yeah, that was like a weak ass curve. Because you was just like, yeah, stop. Like, you didn't really put your fucking foot down, but whatever. So, anyways, and y'all know, and I told y'all I like Gunplay, but, yeah, motherfucker, I got your number, okay? So, anyways, he admits that, there are temptations there and everything, and, he's like, you should be happy that I'm even telling you about this shit. Yeah, but you ain't tell her that you used to have dealings with her more than just on some friend type of shit. So, yeah, you ain't telling every motherfucking thing. You ain't telling the back history of shit, but whatever. So anyways, she's pissed off or whatever. Like, yeah, how about I start working with, these different dudes and everything and blase, and see how you feel about it, or, whatever she was saying, and she stormed off. So then we get douchebag Hollywood, Veronica Vega, and Stephanie LaCour. Hollywood is having some type of event at this club and everything. Stephanie got a call from her management to go to the party or whatever. And so, she brings Veronica Vega with her so they could confront him about, what he said to Amara. So he walks over to them and he wants to do like a record with them or something like that, he said. And Veronica Vega immediately brings up Amara. And, Stephanie tells him, what they heard. And, Hollywood, he's sitting up here trying to like downplay the shit, kind of backpedal and pussy pop in my James Caldwell's voice and everything. And talk about some, I just was saying she need to be a little open with her changing her style and this, that, and the third. But you were mocking her with the, fist pump of righteousness shit that you was doing last episode, and calling her the Nutella Queen and all that other shit you was doing. So Hollywood, you can miss me with that bullshit. I don't care how you meant the shit. The way the shit came off, it came off like you were being on some funny racist type of shit, and I don't give a fuck, okay? But anyways, like, I don't like him. I'm sorry, y'all. Let me calm it down, because I really don't like him. But anyway, so, he claims that he didn't want to offend her or whatever. So Stephanie, she's like, well, will you be willing to apologize to her and everything? And, he says, I got a proposition for for Veronica. If you let me take you out on a date, I'll apologize to her and everything. And she's like, I mean, you can't afford my situation. And he's like, oh, you a headache. And she's like, no, I just know what I want. And Stephanie is like, should I even be here for this shit right now? So she gets up and goes to the bathroom or wherever she goes. Veronica, she lets Hollywood sit down and everything, and she's entertaining him. And I felt some type of way about that, because I'm like, you supposed to be Amara's friend. You know what this clown, did to her or whatever, and you gonna sit down and entertain the possibility of a date. Like, yeah, that's real. That's kind of shysty. That's, yeah. So, anyways, then we get, Shay. She's making dinner for, pleasure or whatever, because she's trying to leave the old Shay in the ATL or whatever, and shows him and is trying to show him that she could be supportive of him and this, that, and the third. And, they show him walking somewhere, and he's walking to meet up with another girl for dinner. I said, well, goddamn, and the girl that he's meeting up with is his ex named Gabby. He met Gabby in Jamaica some years ago. He was in love with her. Things went wrong. They haven't talked in 4 years. And, she's there because her sister is moving to Miami. And so she's there. She's going to be there for a couple of months. And, she kind of wants to, rekindle some shit with him pretty much. And, he's like, it's been, he's like, 4 years, and you pull up and, you up and left or whatever. What made you say, I'm going to creep back up into Marcus's world? Because, Pleasure's real name is Marcus. And, Gabby is like, I didn't just, up and leave and everything. And I guess she's trying to explain herself or whatever. But she's like, she felt as though it was too much bad blood between them, but now some time done went past, and Pretty Ricky is back together, and she hoping that they can be too. And I was like, the way she had said the shit, I said, girls, you trying to look for a career opportunity? Is that why you popping back up all of a sudden? But I don't know, but it did kind of come off that way. But anyway, so let's see. She, like I said, she wants a fresh start. She wants to rekindle some shit with him. And he says, it's hard because he is trying to, build with Shay, but he was in love with, Gabby. So he tells her, let's see what you about or whatever. So that was that with them. So then we have Kiara and, her homegirl, Chinese Nikki, popping up on Miami Tip, because she wants to confront her, and she's feeling Chinese Nikki, well, I'm gonna just call her Nikki for short. She fills Nikki in on as to why they're there, because Nikki, she's just one of them homegirls that if you tell me let's roll out, I'm there and everything. So Nikki didn't even know why they were there, but Kiara told her or whatever. So after, I guess, Miami Tip and the girl Strawberry got some show that they had going on, and after they were finished, Kiara and Nikki, they walk up on Miami Tip and Strawberry, and Miami Tip is asking, Strawberry, these your friends or whatever. And Kiara's like, no, I'm not a friend. You working with Gunplay or whatever. And, Miami Tip is like, yeah, I am. And, who are you or whatever. And Kiara's like, oh, well, I'm his girlfriend. And, I heard how you was coming on to him and this, that, and the third. And, she was like, I was coming on to him. And Nikki was like, you was squatting all in front of him and this, that, and the third. And Miami Tip is like, oh, that's what he told you? And Strawberry's like, hold up, they been around before, pretty much letting Kiara know that Miami Tip has been a homie lover friend, okay? And Miami Tip is like, I don't know if you the main girlfriend, the side girlfriend, or what, and Nikki is like, but he told her you was coming on to him and everything. And, Miami Tip is like, girlfriend or not, I don't give a fuck because he's not married. And it's just like, okay, girl, but he's still in the fucking relationship, which means he's off limits. But at the same time, like I said, Gunplay didn't shut the shit down the way he should have. He's, was kind of like, like he ain't shut it down. He ain't really put his foot down to really let it be known, like, hey, I do got a girlfriend. I'm very serious about her. He was just half stepping with the shit, and it's just like, whatever. But anyways, hold on, y'all. I'm trying to get back to where I was. She's like, Miami Tip is like, girl, I don't want Gunplay or whatever. But now that I know how you look, I probably would have still been on the pool table, would have had you up there with me and everything. And Kiara, she starts smiling. She's like, oh, girl, what you mean? And Miami Tip is like, I got what you want. I got what you need. Can I get another shot? This time I'ma make you hot. I was like, oh, what is going on here? Okay. And Kiara is like, say what now? And Miami Tip is like, yeah, you want me because I want you or whatever. Like, stop playing, girl, and everything. And Kiara is like, oh, so you want me and not Gunplay? And Miami Tip is like, yeah, girl, turn around, let me see some. And I was just like, this is the weirdest shit that I've never seen, okay? But, they leave it at that. Kiara, she's like, all right, I'll see y'all later or whatever. And that was that. So then we get Joy going to Trick Daddy's house or whatever. And guess who opens the door? Dawn. Dawn from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. She's Trick Daddy's manager, and she greets Joy, she hugs her and everything. And Joy is like, it might be good that Dawn is here right now to be the mediator and everything. And Joy tells Trick, I popped up on you. Excuse me, because you ain't been answering your phone or nothing like that. And he's like, I just been very busy. And she's like, listen, I'm here because I felt like I never gave you an explanation as to why I left and why I was unhappy. And he's like, you ain't been happy since. And he claims that he gave her everything she ever wanted. Like, he keeps on talking about material shit. And it's just like, come on, Trick. You too old to just be thinking material things is going to, keep a relationship. Come on now. Like, you too old to be having that type of thought process here. So, she's like, it's not all about that. Like, I want somebody who's going to treat me right. You know what I'm saying? And she's like, hell, if that was the case, if it was just about the money, we wouldn't be where we are right now. Like, don't you think? And, he claims that there ain't going to be nobody out there better than him and all this other stuff. And she ain't been in a relationship, I guess, within 6 months or 6 months after. I don't know what he was trying to say, but it was just like, he was over the whole conversation. He was like, Dawn, you better talk to her now. And he goes upstairs talking about something. He about to take a shit and go take a shower and everything. It's just like, come on, Trick. Like, you really too old to be thinking material shit is going to hold a relationship. Like, it's more to it than just that. You know what I'm saying? And you probably was doing your dirt, doing some shit you weren't supposed to be fucking doing, and she was unhappy with it. So, like, whatever, whatever. It's just, he got on my nerves with that shit. But anyways, that was the episode, you guys. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you guys come back. And I will see y'all in the next video. All right. Peace.